everybody. This video will cover the syllabus for Education 506. So it's just kind of a review video. I will also do videos for each of the assignments as we get going in the semester, but this is just kind of an overall glance at what's coming up this semester. We are primarily an asynchronous course. We will meet some Wednesdays. I think that really should say some Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And we will probably meet maybe 4 times throughout the semester, and we will talk about those dates as we get into the semester. So I do live in South Carolina, if you all haven't heard that before. I am friends with Dr. Oh boy, hold on. Sorry, my office phone was ringing. I am friends with Dr. Hildebrand. I've known her for over 10 years since we were both at Penn State. And so she asked if I would teach this course for her this semester. So here I am. But, as I am in South Carolina, all office hours will take place virtually via Zoom. So we can either, count kind of those Wednesdays as some office hours, or if you have another time in mind to meet, you can email me and let me know. I am teaching 4 classes this semester and taking 2 classes, and I'm also supervising 2 student teachers. So my office hours are really by appointment because I am out in the schools depending on their schedule. So I'll try to keep Mondays open, but again, I know you might be in class, you might be working, so just email me if you would like to set up a virtual appointment. Okay, so this course is Education 506, Effective Instruction for All. This course focuses on designing and delivering effective, I was combining some words there, instructional strategies. Okay, so we want you to understand the unique needs and learning differences of all individuals and using this to inform practices and programming. Okay, so we're really going to talk a lot about explicit instruction this semester, and explicit instruction, you'll see as we get into the semester, is good instruction, right? Not just for students with disabilities, but especially for that population, but also for all students. It's just good instruction. Okay, so we'll talk about explicit instruction. We'll talk about how to actively engage students, and we get right into this in chapter 1 in the textbook. We'll talk about opportunities to respond, which leads to that active student engagement, grouping, all sorts of things, okay? The textbook is Archer and Hughes, Explicit Instruction, Effective and Efficient Teaching. I say this, I think, in chapter 1, but Dr. Hughes was actually one of my professor and Dr. Hildebrand's professors at Penn State. So it's kind of fun to use his textbook. I don't use it just because it's him. I use it because I think it's a really good textbook. So you can find it here. You can do what you want, rent, buy, however you want to do it. There are a number of different options. There's hardcover, paperback, ebook, print, and ebook. So it's really kind of up to you. I don't have a specific format that you have to get. I know I personally actually like the hardcover books or paperback, excuse me, as opposed to an ebook, but you all, do what you want. So this one just happens to be the hardcover. And I think if you just, either type in, explicit instruction or go to guilford.com, that's the publisher, you can find all these options. Okay, so again, order the format that makes the most sense for you. So they all have different ISBN numbers, so that's why I didn't include them. But this is what it looks like. Okay, again, explicit instruction, effective and efficient teaching. And I believe it was published in 2010. I was going to say 11, I was wrong. All right, there are also some reproducible materials that you can download. So when you go in to look for this textbook, this link right here, reproducible materials, it'll be right when you are looking for the textbook. You can just click here and download or print some of those materials because I think they might help you out, as we go on through the semester and as you continue on in your career. So that's what I said right here. I would recommend clicking on the link. So again, you could, when you're in the explicit instruction textbook ordering site, you can just click right there. Okay. Anything else will be posted. So this is our main source of where we will get the content from, and anything else will be posted on Moodle when appropriate. Okay, so we want to make sure that you can, understand the procedures for selection and sequencing of instructional examples. We'll talk a lot about examples and non-examples and why both are equally important, which may strike you as kind of odd. Why do I want to show non-examples? Well, I'll show you in a few chapters. We want to think about, demonstrating understanding of how to provide consistent, high quality instruction to all students. Again, not just students with disabilities, although we are kind of focusing, on those students with a variety of learning differences or disabilities, but we also, I also want you to be able to provide consistent, high quality instruction to all students. So you will hopefully be able to discuss the evidence base for effective instruction for, again, for all students, define and describe critical delivery skills necessary for effective instruction across content areas. So that's really where you come in, right? Those critical delivery skills. And again, we will get into that as we work through the semester. So here's our course schedule. It is 8 weeks, as you know. It's kind of handy because this textbook actually has 8 chapters. So it's actually really perfect. I couldn't have planned it better if I tried. So the first week, chapter 1, we'll look at what explicit instruction is. You will read an article in addition to the chapter, and I will post this article, Principles of Instruction. You will read it and create a Flipgrid post, and this will kind of help us set the stage for the rest of the content. Okay, so then we're going to talk about designing lessons, skills and strategies, vocabulary and concepts, teaching rules, delivering instruction. So we're going to talk about designing, right, for these skills and strategies, vocabulary and concepts and rules. And then we're going to talk about, how can I organize my classroom? How best can I organize my classroom or my situation for instruction? And then we're going to talk about delivering instruction. So eliciting responses, again, going back to that active student engagement that I just talked about, and some other critical delivery skills. And then we also want to think about practice and allowing your students, not just practicing, one time, but distributed, we want to see what they know, right? So we'll get into all that. So we have a discussion board on the even weeks, okay? So here you'll do a discussion board and an application exercise from the textbook. Here you'll look at an IRIS module, you'll answer some questions. There's another discussion board post here, but in this case, you won't respond to a peer. There's an activity called possible sentences. So I wasn't just like making it up saying, oh, maybe we'll do this sentences IRIS activity. It's actually what it's called, possible sentences. That's an IRIS activity. The IRIS site, if you have not been on there, I'm going to introduce you to that this semester, and it is so amazing. We're also going to look at developing classroom procedures and or looks like, sounds like chart, kind of thinking about how to organize your classroom for instruction. There's another discussion board post. We're going to talk about high leverage practices videos. There you will do a best practices presentation that will be due week 7, and then week 8 there will be a discussion board. You will make a post, a response to somebody else's best practices presentation, and there will also be a short concluding quiz. Okay, not really a final exam. It's not going to be 100 points or anything like that. So we're just calling it a concluding quiz. Okay, so I went the wrong way. So again, this is online. We will meet some Wednesdays again around 7 p.m. If that works for you, if there's a time that works better for all of you, we can look at that as well. Okay, so you're going to want to pay attention to what you're reading, viewing, or reviewing. Post and discuss. Again, as I said, only chapters 2, 4, 6, and 8. And you will not respond to a peer for the chapter 4 discussion board post. Okay, as we get into the semester, again, I will talk a little bit more about each of those posts. So again, you will response 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, assignments. So we have those assignments that I just talked about. And this does not include the best practices presentation. So in some cases, right, you will have a discussion board and another activity. Okay, so the discussion board is here, the post and discuss, and then the other activities or the other assignments, excuse me, that will be your Flipgrid post, your application 2.2, IRIS module, possible sentences, IRIS activity, classroom procedures, and or looks like, sounds like, high leverage practices videos, best practices presentation, and then the quiz. Okay, so there's those assignments and the discussion board. Okay, they're not the same thing. Okay, so here are your assignments. Again, synchronous meetings. I would love to be able to find a time that works for all of us so that we can, y'all can ask questions. Stuff like that, but we will talk more about that as the semester goes along. And then the final project is the best practices presentation and the response, again, as I mentioned. So the website, or excuse me, the textbook has a website that goes with it, explicitinstruction.org. Let me see if I can take us there real quick. I might not be able to. Sometimes can, sometimes can't. But okay, well, I did just click. Hold on. Hold, please. Nope. Maybe. Okay. So yay. So there is a textbook, or excuse me, a website that goes right with the textbook. I'm trying to move the little boxy thing, and sometimes it might move, sometimes it doesn't, okay? And then also, apparently, Dr. Archer has a podcast. So that might be something that you want to look into as well. But in this, with this video or this, y'all, I can't talk. The website is just explicitinstruction.org. So it's just the name of the textbook.org. And there are some videos for both elementary level and secondary level. Okay. So what you're going to do, so they're great, by the way. They are fabulous videos. Let me get back to the syllabus. So what you're going to do, you will choose some of those videos. I think I said 5, and it could be elementary, it could be secondary, whatever you're more interested in. It could be a combination of the two. And you will summarize the video, the practice, with about 4 to 6 key points from each video, and you'll be provided with guiding questions to answer as you are watching the videos. You will discuss how you'd use the instructional technique strategy with the students, with students with disabilities, especially learning disabilities. And then you'll prepare a video presentation for your classmates that you will submit as a YouTube link. So I personally am using Screencast-O-Matic to record this video and all the other videos I do. They have a 15-minute limit, which is about perfect, and then you can save it right as a YouTube link. Okay, so if you're not sure how to do that, or using another recording avenue and you're not sure how to save it as a YouTube link, just go ahead and Google that. It's pretty easy. And then again, you will respond to a presentation as well. Okay, and then here are kind of, here's the breakdown of the points. Withdrawal policy, academic integrity. Again, as I am not at Juniata, I will do everything that I can to make everything accessible and equitable, but please let me know if you need accommodations or something like that. I don't, nothing that we're going to do is timed necessarily. The quiz, I usually put a time limit on there, but it's usually a pretty long time limit. But again, if you if you need something else, just make sure to let me know, as I don't know you all in person. So just make sure to let me know. You've probably seen all of this, in other people's syllabi. I took it right from what I was supposed to take it from. So, and again, some of this doesn't necessarily apply to us, as we will be online and I am like 6 states away. But again, I also want to make sure that everyone is included, everything is accessible. So again, just let me know if you're having trouble with something. Okay, so that's about it for the syllabus review video. Just so you know, I do post PowerPoints for each chapter, and then I also have PowerPoints with sound. So where I'm doing kind of a voiceover with chapter 1 or a voiceover with chapter 2. You can certainly choose which one or which kind of version you want to watch, right? If you're somebody who just wants to read through the PowerPoint, that is fine. Just you'll just go work through chapter 1 PowerPoint. If you're someone who wants a voice recording, you'll go to chapter 1 with sound part 1 or something like that. Okay, and again, I will do quick videos as the assignments get closer as well. Okay, my email address is, I have so many of them. This is the best way for you all to reach me. Just my last name at juniata.edu. You are welcome to call my office in South Carolina, but I'm not always in my office and I don't always check my voicemail. But that is about it. So I look forward to working with all of you this semester.